You're watching the news summary on Kazakh TV. I'm Zhana Sagandikova, and today we'll review the major news of this week from Kazakhstan. The past week has been rather eventful for both the political and economic fields, yet the cultural life was also very diverse. Today we'll tell you more about it. First, the President of Kazakhstan paid a state visit to Poland.
Astana and Warsaw are tied with bilateral trade and joint ventures that exceeded $1 billion last year. 200 companies operate with Polish capital on the territory of Kazakhstan. But the main mutual interest is associated with the transit potential of the two countries. Through the territory of Kazakhstan and Poland lies the shortest land route from Asia to Europe. This is 92% of commercial cargo shipped by sea and only 6.5% of railways. This volume is attractive for railroad of Kazakhstan, Russia, Belarus, Poland and Germany. According to Polish businessmen, visit of the President Nazarbayev will give a new political impetus to economic cooperation, and overland route can bring more profit to all its participants. Along with the benefits to our countries, the visit of the President Nursultan Nazarbayev is intended to improve cooperation between the EU and the EAEC. By this meeting, we send a signal that we want peace and cooperation. Poland and Kazakhstan are able to do so.
On the second day of the state visit to Poland, President Nursultan Nazarbayev held a meeting with the Polish Prime Minister Beata Szydło. The parties discussed cooperation in trade, economic, political, cultural and humanitarian spheres.
However, the Polish business community was also interested in Kazakhstan. More than 800 entrepreneurs took part in the Kazakh-Polish Business Forum. I want to thank the major Polish businessmen who shared their time with us. I see great interest in Kazakhstan. This means that we have good prospects for cooperation. There were more than 100 Kazakh businessmen who came here, but I was told there are over 800 businessmen from Poland. And there will be more Kazakh businessmen when you come to us.
Здесь среди вас более 100 казахстанских предпринимателей прибыли сюда.
Nursultan Nazarbayev explained by specific examples why it is favorable to cooperate with Kazakhstan. For instance, it would be very beneficial to jointly process Kazakhstani agricultural products and sell to China, the Central Asian countries, and to the west and north of Russia. Two countries expressed all their wishes in the joint declaration on economic cooperation, although also the Development Bank of Kazakhstan and the Bank of National Economy of Poland signed a multi-million-dollar agreement. Agreement signed on Monday with the Development Bank of Kazakhstan is an important element of cooperation that provides the possibility of using 300 million euros in the framework of this agreement. Our bank provides ample opportunities to obtain loans.
Serbia was next in the work schedule of the President Nursultan Nazarbayev after Poland. Serbian automobile brand Fiat could enter the Kazakh market. Belgrade received the support of Astana on the issue of duty-free export of these vehicles to the territory of the Eurasian Economic Union.
The visit to this Eastern European country is the first historical event of bilateral relations. Kazakh leader was met with all the honors. President arrived at the airport accompanied by Serbian military fighters and was met personally by the President of Serbia, Tomislav Nikolic, at the ramp.
Сейчас, в условиях, когда мы отмечаем 25 лет независимости.
Today's meeting is taking place when we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of Kazakhstan's independence and the 20th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations with Serbia. I hope that this will promote trade and enhance economic and political cooperation. We intend to cooperate in the field of agriculture, industry, construction, medicine, and pharmacy. Kazakhstan and Serbia have complementary economies, and the partnership can bring benefits to both parties. During the negotiations in the extended format, Nursultan Nazarbayev called Serbian businessmen to use transit opportunities of Kazakhstan more actively. Key issues were signed in joint statement by heads of state. The visit is historical, not only that this is the first visit, but also because we have reached agreement and received sincere message of friendship to our state and nation. It gave a powerful impetus to concretize our cooperation in all areas of mutual interest. Also, the agreement on the participation of Serbia in the Expo 2017 was signed in the presence of presidents. The greatest package of initiated agreements was related to cooperation in the legal field. Kazakhstan and Serbia will now assist each other on criminal matters and the transfer of convicts. Agriculture, construction and engineering are the major branches of trade turnover between Kazakhstan and Serbia. Moreover, the European vector of development is not obstacle to negotiate with Eurasian countries. Furthermore, the Serbians are actively using this advantage to and offer to cooperate more closely. You know that Serbia is approaching the EU. It may be interesting for Kazakh companies to come here and start working in Serbia. Later, they will be able to reach European market. We are also very interested in working in Kazakhstan. We have agreed that there will be a series of trade and economic missions in the near future. First, Serbian businessmen will come to Kazakhstan, then Kazakh businessmen will enter Serbia. It's aimed to get information about the opportunities to meet with counterparts from the first hand. Nursultan Nazarbayev discussed with the Prime Minister of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić, the future of Kazakhstani-Serbian relations. Later, the President of Kazakhstan took part in the opening ceremony of the monument to Zhol in the capital of Serbia, Belgrade. Nursultan Nazarbayev stressed that the opening of the monument to the famous Kazakh poet is a landmark event which marks the 170th birth anniversary of Zhol. The President of Kazakhstan offered to host in the near future the Serbian Culture Days in Kazakhstan and Days of Culture of our country in Belgrade.
Пусть вот это событие послужит тому, чтобы
Let today's event serve as an incentive to ensure that works of Kazakh poets and writers would be translated into Serbian and vice versa. So we will bring together our people and the youth and hold days of culture of Serbia and Kazakhstan. Moreover, I wish our people would know the culture and art of each other.
мы направляли молодых студентов к вам, и сербская молодежь училась у нас в столице.
The Serbian Patriarch Irene handed over to the President of Kazakhstan the highest award of the Serbian Orthodox Church, the Order of Saint Sava of the first degree. The Patriarch emphasized that the unique of good inter-ethnic relations in our country is an example for their countries, especially against the backdrop of world events that take place today.
By the way, the President of Serbia met with the ambassador of Kazakhstan to Hungary and Serbia, Birbak Rustemov, before the visit of President Nursultan Nazarbayev. During the conversation, Tomislav Nikolic stressed that the President of Kazakhstan is well known as internationally well-recognized leader. The reputation of the President of Kazakhstan in the world is confirmed by another fact that on August 29th, the world is set to celebrate the International Day Against Nuclear Tests. It has been approved by the United Nations General Assembly resolution at the initiative of Kazakhstan.
United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon issued a special message on the eve of the 25th anniversary of the closure of the Semipalatinsk nuclear test site. The text of appeal was posted on the official UN website. 29th of August is the International Day Against Nuclear Tests, which was adopted by the UN General Assembly resolution in 2009 at the initiative of Kazakhstan. In his message, the UN Secretary-General emphasizes that the world marks a quarter century since the closure of the Semipalatinsk test site in Kazakhstan, a place of more than 450 nuclear tests. When I visited Semipalatinsk in 2010, I saw the aftermath of toxic damage, but also the determination of the victims and survivors. I share their commitment to seek a world free of nuclear weapons. Also, the UN Secretary-General has once again made an appeal to all countries and peoples to achieve the early entry into force of the Treaty on a Comprehensive Ban that adopted by General Assembly 20 years ago, and, quote, we were able to move toward a world free of nuclear weapons that wasn't yet entered into force.
Afghanistan will adopt Kazakhstan's experience on gender policy. Kazakh Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the United Nations Development Program have signed a memorandum on launching the project of official development assistance. It is supposed to improve the economic independence of the country and help to equalize the rights of Afghan women. Kazakhstan will share its experience of gender policy gained in the field of public administration, health and education with Afghanistan. According to the permanent representative of the United Nations Development Program in Kazakhstan, Norimasa Shimomura, this is the first project which will help Kazakhstan to get valuable skills in supporting other states.
Our hope is that through the experience of providing assistance to Afghan women, Kazakhstan MFA Kazakhstan will also learn how to manage ODA properly in the future.
This project, which we signed today, is also very important to you. There is the Ministry of Women's Affairs in Afghanistan. There is a very big challenge, and the project will help us in terms of gender equality. It is necessary that all the people who live far from the center in the villages know that women must be respected. Women should participate in the government and work.
In 4 years, Kazakhstan will present the third national report to the United Nations Committee on Human Rights. The previous defense of the document was held in Geneva in June. The members of the committee had given 25 recommendations for the implementation of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. The work is already being implemented by the government and the Supreme Court, the General Prosecutor's Office and other state agencies. According to experts, they are aimed at strengthening measures to combat domestic violence, the continuation of gender policies and inclusive education.
Все 25 рекомендаций касаются компетенции разных государственных органов.
All the 25 recommendations fall within the competence of different state bodies. It was voiced for Kazakhstan to strengthen the fight against torture. The Minister of Internal Affairs held public hearings, and as of today, the plan for the next steps was adopted, including the issues on the legislative clarification.
В том числе вопросы по законодательным уточнениям.
Thailand will take part in the International Specialized Exhibition Expo 2017. The official agreement was signed between the head of the national company, Akhmedjani Simov, and the commissioner of the national section of the kingdom. He expressed hope that participation in the expo will expand economic ties between the two countries. Thailand intends to present its best development in the field of green energy at the exhibition. According to Akhmedjani Simov, pavilions will be provided to participating countries in the coming fall. 96 countries have confirmed their participation in the exhibition, and 63 of them have made it official by signing proper agreements.
Definitely, what we're going to show is what we do, what I just told you, that how we use our strategy in doing our renewable energy. But we will try to show in an educational way and entertaining way. So people come and see, and they'll see that in a entertaining way, right? That we try to do. But besides all, we have this exhibition. We're also going to bring Thai food, Thai culture. So at our exhibition hall.
The preparation to the world's exhibition is underway throughout the country. The famous Burabai resort is preparing to the event as well.
Burabai is preparing for the Expo 2017 as well. Over 22 billion tenge was invested in the development of the Shchuchinsk-Burabai resort area. The work on the improvement of transport and logistics and communication infrastructure has already begun. The reconstruction and construction of new roads with a total length of 200 kilometers are well underway. In the future, we will build this road for unloading the traffic off the main street of the Burabai village. In total, the resort area consists of 14 settlements, including Shchuchinsk. The town is a tourism landmark of the resort area. Given the status of Shchuchinsk as the center of the resort area, the road infrastructure of the town is scheduled to meet the international standards.
The implementation of the state program Nurly zhol is under special control. In Astana, the members of the Nursultan Party conducted a raid on large infrastructure projects to follow the progress of the construction. One of the points was the visit to the pumping station N15. It is planned that it will supply with the Heat Expo 2017 exhibition facilities.
According to general contractors, all construction work will be completed for the upcoming heating season. The equipment has been purchased 100%. The payment by the customers conducts on time, so I think we will have no problems. Now, in connection with the establishment of community councils, the public control over the spending of public funds has been enhanced. It is very important. We have created the conditions that society control funds and financial flows, while in other countries the authorities control the public. It could be most effectively used for the benefit of the society. Within the framework of the program, Nurly zhol from the National Fund was allocated 31.5 billion tenge for the settlement infrastructure on construction projects in Astana. According to Astana branch of Nursultan Party, about 60% of funds are mastered now. 40 objects are all under the control of party members. 12 of them are being built as part of the social infrastructure. More than 20 of them are aimed at modernization of utilities and heat abstraction. and 5 of them relate to the transport logistics.
The energy-saving windows and greenhouses have been represented in South Korea. In Seoul, there was a presentation of Korean designs used in construction and establishment of roads and railways. The latest technologies from South Korean experts will soon be used in construction in Kazakhstan. The experience of Korean companies can be used in the implementation of infrastructure projects as part of the Nurly zhol program.
We were particularly interested in the technology of bridge construction, the use of new types of concrete, new types of asphalt, and the whole technology to improve the efficiency of construction that aimed at reducing costs. In general, we see that construction industry in Korea has great potential for cooperation. Kazakhstan is a very important country for Korea because you have a lot of resources, not only gas, but also oil and many other natural resources. Therefore, our engineering companies are interested in cooperation.
Each country will be able to demonstrate its green technologies and latest achievements in the sphere of energy-saving technologies at the Expo 2017. The 2017 World Exposition's concept is devoted to future energy. Vegetables that are grown with the use of green technologies mature faster, several experienced growers in several villages of Akmola region say.
Within the framework of pilot project of the United Nations Development Program, villagers are actively using drip irrigation, hydrogel, agricultural fiber and many other developments that not only save electricity and water but also increase their yield in their gardens and orchards. According to a local resident of the village of Volgodonovka, Alexander Zhigalo, the use of the green technologies enables it to significantly reduce costs.
Экономия очень большая с водой.
It saves water a lot. Drip irrigation means to unroll tape and drop watering under every bush. If a hose is used, the water flows by fits and starts. Agricultural fiber does a great thing because there are no weeds. Cucumber is cut through and can grow. You don't need to weed out anything. Totally 100 families were supported within the framework of the project, according to the managers of the Saving Technologies program. Not all villagers are ready to use green developments in their areas. There were appointed so-called green captains, leaders who help villagers to evaluate in practice the benefits of new technologies in each district. I'm a green captain of this village. I tell people about the benefits of green technologies. Earlier, we used up to 5 tons of water. Now we used only 3 due to green technologies. The yield is significantly increased and benefits are obvious. The main aim is to bring it to the villagers because some of them perceive new things with a grain of salt. Therefore, we, the captains of green technologies, help residents with the introduction of these developments from calculations till the installation.
Prime Minister Karim Masimov held a meeting on the development of the petrochemical industry in the Joly region. This industry is one of the priorities in the industrial program for the next 4 years. It is expected that this area will be developed by its agricultural chemistry. Several companies are preparing to launch 4 major projects for the production of potash fertilizers and glyphosate. The total amount of investments will reach more than 700 billion tenge. The Prime Minister instructed to form a working group for considering all the offers.
Today we showed the final stage of construction, the acid extraction production. We plan to start to work within 3 months, which helps us to increase the production of phosphate fertilizer 3 times next year.
Also, the Prime Minister of Kazakhstan paid a working visit to the Karaganda region. At the copper plant, Karim Masimov was presented by the development plan of the Zheskazgan region, where soon new fields will be developed. According to the Kazakh Mys Corporation, the supply of off-balance copper ores accounts 1 billion tons, which is not profitable at the moment. Therefore, this copper plant is successfully introducing innovative hydrometallurgical technology. Kazakh Mys aims to build a major hydrometallurgical plant for processing of low-grade ores in the future. The capacity of the plant will reach more than 500 tons of copper per year.
At the present, the construction of pilot plant is going on and will run until 2019. We should test our technological parameters for this technology. There is design for a large factory which is planned to process all the raw materials in the Zheskazgan plant.
Not only hydrometallurgy is being developed in Kazakhstan, but also oil industry, which is still a priority. Thus, it is planned to produce more than 74 million tons of oil in Kazakhstan this year. The output might grow with the launch of the Kashagan field by the end of this year and after expansion of the Tengizchev oil in 4 years. Experts call it the best gift to the country's economy. The amount of investments reaches about $37 billion.
Already now 7,000 people are employed in the design of plant facilities, construction of infrastructure facilities, and the search for suppliers of equipment. At the active stage of the work, the number of people employed in the construction will reach 20,000 people, they say, which is the population of a small town. But new jobs will be provided not only in the Atyrau region. The expanding project of the Tengiz field will give a big multiplier effect for the whole economy of Kazakhstan. Only in the Mangistau region it is expected to create 5,000 jobs. They will work on the production of modules. Now, enterprises of the Pavlodar region, East Kazakhstan region, Almaty, West Kazakhstan regions will be included as well. In 2022, the annual oil production at Tengiz field will be increased from the current 26 million tons to 38 million tons per year. Another 17 tons of oil is planned to be produced in the Kashagan Sea field, which will operate this year. The construction of the oil field is on schedule to be completed, and the capacity of the Caspian pipeline connecting to the terminals on the Black Sea will be increased to 67 million tons of oil per year.
New productions open up across the country. The new trend is to use the interesting development in the ongoing projects. A project for the production of eco-friendly methane production was launched in Kazakh. Local businessman has received a loan in the amount of 380 million tenge under the program Roadmap for Business 2020. The fund was spent for the opening of several gas stations that sold a liter of methane for 15 tenge. They already managed to sell more than 400 cubic meters of gas for half of a year. Transport, utilities and municipal fleet are fueled in these gas stations.
We take the raw materials from urban gas networks. Gas has high pressure, therefore there is no queue and absence of gas. We are going to enhance up to 4 gas stations in the city. And then when all know about the methane, we will build a couple of gas stations along the highway Western Europe, Western China.
The release of drones will be launched in Astana, as agreed with the Israeli defense minister during Iman Galit Asmagambedov's Kazakh defense minister's official visit to Israel. The drones will be produced on the basis of an aviation technical center. The Israeli party will provide the technology and training experts. Kazakh military will receive special skills from operators of the training center. Besides, the parties agreed to exchange information in the field of security. During the visit, the Kazakh delegation also visited a number of leading manufacturers of military equipment. In addition to the aircraft, the Kazakh armed forces received new warship this week. Missile and artillery Sarbaz favorably differs from its predecessors. For example, the ship is equipped with a sonar, so now sea frontier guards can fight saboteurs even underwater. For example, they will detect and stun the enemy underwater by sound only.
Командир пограничного корабля «Сарбаз», капитан-лейтенант Исмаилов, для получения флага прибыл.
The commander of Sarbaz border ship was looking forward to this day, and now the national flag is raised on the new border ship.
Данный корабль отличается.
The ship is distinct by latest weapons, which is not similar to the ships of the project in our service. Today is a great day. We finally passed all factory sea trials.
Сегодня знаменательный день.
Engineers can record any underwater objects in their exact location with these drowning antennas. Parameters of the underwater object are displayed on a special screen in the control room. The ship for Border Coast Guard was made in the Uralsk plant. The 250-ton Sarbaz can develop a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. The new gun is mounted and installed on board. Its firing rate is 1,000 rounds per minute, and it destroys an object at a distance of 5,000 meters. It allows solving a large range of issues. In principle, border forces are developing within the framework of the state program of modernization and upgrading of state borders technical equipment. That allows us to respond to new challenges. Today we have built the new outpost, new squads, and new military units have been created. The other know-how of the ship is the automated remote-controlled fire-observant complex. 300 rounds per minute, the range of sight is 2 kilometers, and most importantly, this device is equipped with night vision. That is, it finds and hits the target in the dark.
25th anniversary of independence of Kazakhstan was marked in Pavlodar with the large-scale ethno-cultural festival Country of the Great Steppe. There were established dozens of yurts on the hills of Oktober, which in ancient times was considered to be a holy place of nomads. Thousands of people gathered at the festival.
The grand celebration was attended by guests from across Kazakhstan as well as from Uzbekistan, Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan and Russia. We came here and brought our products. We offer Kazakhs their own craft. Well done, Kazakhstanis. The festival is organized in a wonderful way. The equestrian stunt show Nomad presented to guests a spectacular show and national equestrian competitions organized in the lowland hills of Aktobe. Festival participants competed in Audarispak, played Tenge Alu and Kokpar. It is seen that people are very pleased with this beautiful decorated ethno-village. Here everything is in ancient times. Even the air is filled with history, rich traditions and customs of our people. The organizers did a great job. They could surprise anyone.
As usual, many cultural and recreational events have been organized in Astana for local residents and visitors. One of the most remarkable events was the Street Art Street Food Festival. For the first time, the event took place outside of Russia. The capital of Kazakhstan became one of the 8 cities participating in the project. Its main goal is to find the best street artists who will participate in the finals in Moscow. The theme of the event was Dreams About the City. Artists were creating their paintings in front of the spectators. Leader of the Russian art team Zhol Club, Sergei Evsekin, arrived to support the participants. His works on the same theme will be exhibited in Astana until August 23rd.
I depicted my impressions, vision of the different cities in which we present this project. I see that the level is good enough. I was in Kazakhstan for the first time. Astana artists are great guys.
While Russian street art festival artists entertained Astana residents, Kazakh bright landscape decorated historical center of Moscow.
The photo exhibition Kazakhstan, the Country of Great Steppe, was organized at the historical center on Nikolskaya Street in the center of Moscow. The photos of magnificent Kazakhstani landscapes are displayed at the exhibition, which was organized by the National Geographic Russia magazine jointly with the Embassy of Kazakhstan in Russia. The exhibition is dedicated to the release of the magazine National Geographic Kazakhstan in the Kazakh language this year. More than 60 photos are the results of the expedition of the magazine photographer Andrei Kamenev, who had traveled across the country. He traveled more than 5,000 kilometers trying to capture the diversity of the nature of Kazakhstan, canyons and deserts, fields, mountains and lakes. Some photos are dedicated to the Winter University 2017 in Almaty. We wanted to show Kazakhstan to the Russian young audience because people often think about Kazakhstan considering it as the country of steppes. In fact, there is a quite unique history, composition of magnificent nature and cultural diversity, futuristic urban architecture, and here's the real Kazakhstan.
И природы потрясающая совершенно, и культурный пласт огромный, и такая футуристическая урбанистика.
The photo exhibition is of sincere interest among the residents of Moscow and many tourists. The exhibition displays the glory of landscapes of the popular tourist destinations and rare photos of the ancient 5,000-year-old observatory Akbaur in the East Kazakhstan region. The exhibition will last until August 24. The exhibition is wonderful. I had never been to Kazakhstan and I was very impressed with these photos. The photographer conveyed the beauty of nature so delicately, and I was very interested in the Expo 2017, which I would like to visit.
Выставка необычная.
The exhibition is unusual and very beautiful. There are very high-quality photos. As an art fair, the exhibition deserves the most positive estimates. There are photos of the modern cities, of the new Almaty city and the young Astana. It is very interesting for us to see it.
Современных городов, помолодевшей Алматы или вот это вновь созданной Астаны.
The next issue of the National Geographic magazine will release the materials of the little-known sites of Kazakhstan.
The Symphony Orchestra of the Kazakh National University of Arts for the first time took part in the famous music festival of classical music, Young Euroclassic, which these days is taking place in Germany. concert directed by People's Artist of Kazakhstan, Ayman Musakajayeva, was attended by the Bundestag members, politicians and experts. The Berlin Concert Hall was completely sold out. The representatives of the Kazakhstani School of Music always surprise the spectators, the audience admits. The festival takes place this year for the 17th time. In total, it involves 1,500 musicians and composers from around the world.
Всегда наша музыка казахская, она привлекала внимание.
Our music always attracted the attention of Europe because of the fantastic sound of folk instruments, motivation and energy of our steppe horses. All of this, of course, affects the German public. We have already agreed with the organizers that together with the Kazakh and German sides, our students will play music, and we want to organize concerts both in Kazakhstan and in Germany.
С казахской стороны наши студенты будут музицировать вместе. Мы хотим организовать концерты как в Казахстане, также и в Германии.
Здесь, в Берлине, в сердце Европы.
Here in Berlin, in the heart of Europe, in the cultural capital of the Europe, the world premiere of my work God's Dwelling will be held. The symphonic picture is designed for a large symphony orchestra. In general, music is one of the finest manifestations of the spirit of the great creator. Especially brightly it is expressed and reflected in the abstract and sublime music. I have been working over it for a long time, as in this work there is no single superfluous note.
Довольно долго, так как в этом произведении ни одной лишней ноты.
These were the main news for the past week on Kazakh TV. You're watching the news summary from Kazakhstan, my home country. I'm Zhana Sagandikova. I'll see you later. Have a good and productive week. Goodbye.